Oh boy, it's raining. Welcome to Retired for Life. I'm your host, Brian. I retired a few years ago after 30 years in a factory job as a machinist in a millwright. I needed to rediscover what life could really be like. When we purchased this property, the house had stood empty for over a year, and the property had been badly ravaged by poor logging practices. Since my retirement, I've been working to renovate the home and restore the surrounding forest to its natural beauty and attract wildlife back to the property. Join me as I learn about nature and working with wood to create the backdrop for this new chapter of our lives. Well, we got back just before the storm came in, as in the day before. And right now it's March 31st. So the snow is gone, the higher temperatures are here. It's 10 degrees Celsius right now. And what a mess. Yeah, this is something. This really hit this part of Ontario hard, but we were so lucky that we are literally on the edge of where the system basically lost its effectiveness coming through here. As you can see from the power outage map from Hydro One, there is a lot of people through this area that are without power. And it just stopped short of us. We didn't have any more than a couple of flickers of power outage, and that was it. So I've got to do something about this. I've been waiting to see what happens, but I think I've got to get the tractor out, take the grader box off the tractor and put the grader blade back on. Now I can't use the snowblower on this because I've got no base left. And if I put that big heavy snowblower on, it's going to very quickly get down to the gravel. And I'll be doing grading rather than just snow blowing. So I've got to use the grader blade to do some cleanup here. Man, what a mess. I think I need my raincoat. All right, guys, it is incredibly wet out here. So I'm gonna work on this section of the drive first, and hopefully I can get that clear. We'll see how it goes. I just don't want to chew everything up. All right, let's give it a shot. Just have to keep constantly feathering the up and down on it. What a mess. Well, I think that's kind of working. I gotta go get a jacket. I'm just soaked from the humidity out here and sweating, and I'll see how far I can get and how much of a mess I can make here, and then I'll bring you guys back to have a look. Well, folks, what a terrible mess out here. We have got a good deal of it cleaned up, so we shouldn't be too bad. It's going to be mild enough that it should now clear the driveway, which is what I'm looking for, and that will dry. But wow, we've still got a pile of rain coming. I do feel sorry for those folks west of us who are going to be without power by the sounds of it for some time. They've got a real mess. Well, at least it has warmed up enough to clear all the trees and everything, so hopefully that's not going to cause more issues with ice and frozen limbs and stuff falling on power lines. Well, that was sure something to come back to, but we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, I had a couple of issues with the eaves trough on one end that I had to fix and put some extra pipe on it to help carry all this melt away so that it's not anywhere near the foundation of the house. But things look pretty good. Yep. All right, now we need to actually get back to work on that entranceway. But that'll be for the next video. Well, folks, here we are, the day after. Yeah. So it is April 1st, and we've got a nice sunny day. It's just starting to get above freezing now. So things right now are looking pretty good. And as you can see, the driveway is nice and clear, a lot because I scraped out all that slush and stuff that was there, and now it's melted away pretty much everything. So we're back down to the gravel. But we still have some snow on the ground from what we had come in during that storm. And yeah, it's April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I kind of feel like Mother Nature is playing an April Fool's joke on us. And I say that because of this weather statement that was on the Weather Network. Yeah, more rain, more freezing rain. Oh boy. So that's happening tomorrow, and we'll see what that brings. You know, we're ready for it. But we got lucky. And so as you can see from this updated power outage map of this area of Ontario, it's still really bad. There's going to be people without power for a long time. And as it came this way, it kind of went up and around us, and it got close. The nearest power outage to us was less than 5 kilometers away. So we're just barely on a different section of the grid for that. So we got really, really lucky. So we'll have to see what happens. And out here where we are, power outages aren't all that unusual because we're out in the bush and because the power lines go through some pretty heavily wooded areas, not just along the road. And you get trees falling, which is the most common source of issues out here. So a couple of years ago, we took steps to help deal with this. Now, I would have loved to have put in one of those automatic generator stations for the house, you know, hook it up to propane and that kind of thing. But this is what they cost. And this is the cheaper of the Generac ones. Once you've bought it, you then have to get it installed, and there's an extra panel that you've got to put in. So the purchase price of this thing is just the start of it. And for me, it was just, I can't afford that. But we did find another way. Now, I've talked about this a couple of times, so let's have a little closer look at it. Now, this system will not work for a lot of people in a lot of situations. You know, for one, you need to have your meter really close to the house. And for us, you know, it's installed right here on the side of the house. So what we had installed underneath our meter is this Generlink switch. You can see the panel there to it. So I'll put up a picture here of it from their website, and I'll put a link to the website in the description. Now, I'm not paid anything by these guys. They don't even know I'm doing this. But this is what we found, and it had this installed. So your generator, your portable generator, just plugs into the bottom, and it's all automatic kind of thing, to the point where there's pretty much nothing that you need to do inside the house. Now, we have an electric water heater which sucks a lot of power back, so the only thing that I have to do, like, there's no added panels, no nothing. The only thing that I have to do when we have a power outage is turn off the hot water heater, so it's not going to get any power. I switch off the main power to the house, and then start up my generator, plug it in, turn the power back onto the house, and it literally runs the entire house. Now, I have a good sized generator, so let's have a quick look at that. So if you're going to look at this Generlink system, you need to be absolutely sure that you have a compatible generator with the system. So I was lucky when I bought the Generlink system. I already had this generator. So it's gasoline powered. It's an 8,000 watt generator that will handle a surge up to 10,000 watts. So it's a really good size. It's got an electric start on it, so it's very easy to start up. Now, it runs off of gas, which means you need to have gas around. So I've always got 2 jerry cans full of treated gas, and that's the trick. You need to make sure that if you're saving gas, you have put a preservative in the gas. Now, I use Staybill in my gas, and it has worked very well for me. So as you can see, I keep track of hours and that kind of thing that it runs, and I very regularly change the oil on this because I don't want this failing on me. And the other thing that I do after running it, I turn the valve to the gas tank off and then let the carburetor run dry. You need to do that to get the gas out. And once that's done, I top the gas tank back up right to the top and then let it sit. And I will let this sit without any worries for as long as a year before I decide to pump the gas out of it, because I have put stabilizer in the gas. It does protect the gas and all the components and whatnot, and it works really well. If you're keeping gas for something like this, you've got to put stabilizer in it if you're keeping that gas for more than a month. Otherwise, it's going to go bad. So as you can see, this is sitting out here in my garden shed, which is quite close to the house, and I had a cord made for it by the Generlink people that's long enough to go from here to the house. So all I have to do is open this one door, start the generator up, and you're away to the races there. And it's important to have a spot for your generator that's protected from the weather. It wouldn't do much good to have your generator sitting out in the storm while it's happening, because it's only going to mess your generator up. All right, folks, so that's how I've been surviving power outages out here. And that Generlink, you know, it's not automatic. Like I say, you've got to be here to turn it on and to turn it off, you know, get it ready to go, get your cable running, that kind of thing. But it is so much cheaper, and it has been a game changer, because power outages out here in the bush are not that uncommon of a thing. So and like I say, it runs the entire house. I can't do things like run the electric stove, and like I say, I've got to turn off the hot water heater, but that hot water heater will hold its heat for 4 days. So that's great. There's no issue with that. So it's really made a difference for us. And with the way the weather is changing these days, if you're out in kind of a rural area, I would suggest you start looking around to see what you can do ahead of time before the next big storm comes in. Now, I did have to call in the Hydro One to come in and check this for me, and to be there when the electrician installed it. It has to be installed by a licensed electrician, and that took about 15 minutes. And Hydro One didn't charge me anything for that visit. At the time that I had this installed, they allow you, I think, up to 2 visits where you can call them and they'll come in and look at something for you and not charge you anything to do it. So the only thing I had to pay was the electrician. And when Hydro One was here, they shut the power off and popped the meter off, and the electrician installed it. 15 minutes later, you're good to go. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday. Hopefully it's not too bad. I do really feel sorry for those people that are west of us. Man, I know what it's like. We had one big storm come in that hit us straight on a number of years ago, and we were 14 days without power. And that was before we had the Generlink. So we had 2 generators going with extension cords all over the place. Generlink system, no extension cords. You plug it in, run your cord from your generator to the system, and away you go. All right, folks, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks very much for sticking around. Remember, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and we will see you out on the trails the next time. Let's go do a check around and make sure we're ready for this next wave.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law, hope they won't shoot me down soon.